Hi and welcome. I'm Lisa. Thanks for joining me here on the Whimsy Stamps YouTube channel. Today I'm sharing the new Fill a Truck stamp set with you. I'm kind of obsessed with it right now. Here's my new release sample using it for a beach themed card. But today I thought we would pair it with ants at a picnic and create this fun party time card. A few products I'll be using during the video: ants at a picnic and the Fill a Truck stamp sets. I'll use a rechargeable airbrush, blue and green Copic refills, Avalanche white cardstock, a few zig pens for coloring, and of course the Slimline Waves die. Now if you like the beach themed card, simply follow along with this tutorial to create the background and then change the images up. Super simple. I stamped the images onto Bristol smooth paper using VersaFine Onyx Black ink, and I'm going to let those dry for a few seconds while I do some cleanup. Then I'll run those through the scan and cut. Now I'll be using my zig pens to color the images today. I'm simply laying down my color and using the blender pen to pull it out. Now because I'm keeping the coloring pretty simple with this, I'm going to chat just a few seconds with you. First, though, I want to let you know if you stick around to the end of the video, you can grab a screenshot of a color guide for this card if that's something you might want. I'm curious, inquiring minds want to know, do you use zig pens? If so, do you have the blender pen? Do you love it or are you indifferent to it? We all have different ways of approaching our hobby, and not everyone loves the same products. That's why I'm always so curious and ask questions like this. Also, do you like product recommendations during the video tutorials, or would you prefer to see the card process and then just move on? Let me know what you think in the comments below. I always appreciate you guys' feedback. It helps us create better content for you here on the Whimsy channel. To save a little bit of time, I ran the Slimline Waves die through my machine with Nina Avalanche white cardstock. I'm using repositionable tape to line the negative pieces on a scrap piece of paper so I can quickly airbrush them. Now, if you don't have an airbrush, just grab those blender brushes and ink pads to do this. After I adjust the airflow, I'll do a simple back and forth motion with the gun, and that gives me a nice soft coverage. I'm going to go ahead, airbrush the sky, and then I'll come in and add a little bit of green on those last bottom two pieces to create a little landscape there. Now, because I'm not using the outline of the die, I am simply going to use the negative pieces that we just airbrushed. I want to make sure these are lined up perfectly on my card base. So I have the card base laid out here. It's 3.5 by 8.5 inches. It's a slimline card base. And I've taken that frame and just temporarily attached it to the front of the card base so I can lay down all of those little foam pieces. And then I'm going to come in and add in all of those airbrushed pieces that we created that scene with, and go ahead, place those down, and then we'll gently remove the outline piece, and then we'll go ahead and start placing the rest of the pieces down. I'm curious, again, I'm very curious today. Do you like stitching on your cards, or do you prefer clean and simple lines on them? I arranged the pieces exactly where I wanted them. I used square foam adhesives to go ahead and adhere those to the front of the card. Now you can skip the foam adhesives if you don't like a lot of dimension. It just so happens I love lots of dimension on my cards, so I go pretty heavy with that foam adhesive. But you could use tape, glue, it's completely up to you. Now I will be using a sentiment from that Ants at a Picnic stamp set. I'm using the sentiment Party Time. I thought that would be really cute with the little guy up there coming down. He sees the watermelon. And what a great summer card. I absolutely love this Fill a Truck stamp set that just released. I can't wait to create more with it. I'm hoping, my fingers are crossed, that maybe they'll come out with some more things to go in the back of the truck. Maybe a stamp set for Halloween with pumpkins and Christmas and just some different things. I'm hoping. So here you can see I went ahead and die cut some of the tiny little clouds from that Slimline Cloud background die set. And I'm going to just stamp my sentiment right on the cloud because I know I'm placing these up around the little cute ant there. And it just works. Now, if you don't want to stamp on your clouds, you could easily do a simple sentiment strip with this, but I thought it's a fun touch to stamp on your die cut piece. So now that we have this put together, I hope you'll answer some of my questions down in the comments below. I do want to point out that I did go around the edge of my card base with a fine tip black pen to create that black border around it. Other than that, that's going to wrap us up. Again, please let me know what you think of all the questions I asked during the video. It really does help us to create better content for you all. And that's the whole purpose of us being here, is to create content that you guys love and want to see and want to come back for more. So please let me know. You know, all the products are linked below for you. You can grab that screenshot of the color guide if you'd like, and head on over to the Whimsy Stamps website to check out the products I used. Know how much we appreciate you guys joining us all the time. And until next time, take care.